You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about Jameis Winston having beat out Taysom Hill for the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback job. And one of my favorites in the media business, a guy that will put his neck out there to say some things that is not very mainstream these days, Doug Gottlieb of Fox Sports. Now, most people know Gottlieb because he has filled in on and off for Colin Cowherd for about 15 years, dating back to the early days of the Cowherd Show on ESPN and now on FS1. Doug has had his own radio show at ESPN, CBS Sportsnet. He had his own TV show, and right here at FS1 currently. He's a former Oklahoma State point guard, and he's a damn good listen. If you guys don't check out Doug Gottlieb, you really should. You really should. He does and will break some standard operating procedure media narratives, and he's breaking one right now because he says the fact that Jameis Winston just beat out Taysom Hill pretty much gives you a middle finger to the whole racist narrative in the NFL. Winston beating out a white quarterback for the Saints job debunks foregone narratives about racism in the NFL. The New Orleans Saints announced Jameis Winston as their new starting quarterback, succeeding future Hall of Famer Drew Brees. Think about that. Jameis is the next quarterback up and beating out Taysom Hill for the gig. According to Fox Sports radio host Doug Gottlieb, Winston, who is black, getting the nod over Hill, who is white, debunks foregone racist narratives in the NFL that are frequently pushed by the media. I've got all kinds of examples after I get done with this. Quote, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that racism doesn't exist, Gottlieb said on his radio show, but the narrative of the NFL, or the narrative that you will hear, is that many in my position, especially at the quarterback position, is stuck in a foregone era. You're told by people in my position that sports is somehow determined by your race. No, it's not, Gottlieb stated. It's determined by your talent, your ability to lead, your sports aptitude, but more than anything, can you help me win games? And are you not going to be in jail? Winston, who was accused of assault in college, but it never went to trial, the quarterback was also involved with other negative off-field incidents, including a citation over stealing crab legs, everybody remembers that, and accused of groping an Uber driver in 2016. Despite some questionable off-field incidents, Winston was drafted first overall by the Bucs. After getting replaced in Tampa by Tom Brady, Winston's talent earned him a second chance with the Saints and beat out a $140 million player in Hill for the starting job. God, surely that's not his salary. So before you come at sports with your thoughts that Deshaun Watson was passed on by the Bears because the Bears inherently had some underlying racism, just know that that's not actually the way football works, Gottlieb said. That narrative that you've been told still exists in the NFL. The questions about the black quarterback, that's not how it actually works in sports. It's not how it actually thinks in sports. Right. Why? Because these coaches need to win games to keep their jobs. End of story. End of story. Now, I'm going to throw something out to you right now, and it's going to be controversial, and I said it on the podcast when I ranked the NFL's projected starting quarterbacks, and I did predict that Winston was going to beat out Hill. Well, I do think there may be a priority by some owners in the NFL right now to actually start a black quarterback over a white quarterback. I'm just saying, I believe that is an actual thing now. I truly believe that. Now, I don't have any real proof of that. Call that gut instinct. I know that sounds controversial. I don't care. I don't care. I think there is something that happened that has influenced some owners going into this draft. this very NFL past draft that we just had, and to replace some quarterbacks that I got to be honest with you, especially in San Francisco. Trey Lance didn't play at all last year. Had one game at North Dakota State. Jimmy G took 49ers to the Super Bowl, and now they're trying to replace him. Now, look, Jimmy G's not this great quarterback. I've got him ranked 16 out of 32 in my rankings, okay? Middle of the pack quarterback, but he's not Jared Goff. He's not. All right, now, back to the other thing. Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, by the way, replaced Alex Smith, who was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Patrick is half black. But, by the way, Lamar Jackson replaced Joe Flacco, who won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco's white, last I checked. Deshaun Watson. Okay, so we're at 5. Trey Lance, likely to, at some point, have Jimmy G riding the pine this year. Probably when Jimmy gets hurt. Justin Fields, he looks like a good quarterback. I mean, there's a real shot Andy Dalton won't keep his job past week 3. And here's another one. Cam Newton, who very obviously has had his skills diminish in the NFL, and he was going to win that job in New England. Now, do I think Belichick has any ulterior motives? No, I don't. I think he picks his quarterbacks. He would lean towards a veteran. But I'm going to tell you, from watching every snap of Mac Jones and Cam Newton this preseason and watching a ton of their tape out of training camp, Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Cam Newton today. There's no doubt about it. But one's a rookie, one's a veteran. But I believe there was a mainstream media narrative for Cam Newton to win that MVP that year. I have no doubt of that. Why? Because a quarterback with a 58% completion percentage should never sniff an MVP in the National Football League. Ever. Okay? So, how many black quarterbacks was that actually? Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 black quarterbacks in the NFL out of 32 teams. And who knows? I mean, tons of backups out there. Tons of quarterbacks. How long has Robert Griffin III lasted in the league? He just recently retired. And he couldn't play dead at quarterback out there. But he somehow, some way squeezed out a 10-year NFL career. Oh, the NFL's full of racism. Absolutely. No, there's not. I got to give Doug Gottlieb credit. It's a great job calling this out and noticing, hey, Jameis Winston, okay, I believe Jameis is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill. Absolutely, I do. But Jameis had some struggles in Tampa Bay. I always said I think Jameis is better than people think. And with Sean Payton, I think we're fixing to find that out because he's going to play in a different scheme and not that no-risk-it, no-biscuit system that Tampa Bay runs down there. And, yeah, Tom Brady runs it like a champ, but, I mean, he's the GOAT, of course. So I admire Doug Gottlieb for this. This is what I look for when I listen to somebody in the media, somebody that'll step out there and say, you know that black quarterback thing? Everybody says the NFL's racist? That's shit. It's false. It's negative. Ghost Rider. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Check out Doug Gottlieb. He's good. Peace. I'm out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.